Samaramбхāṁ Śaṅkarācārya-madhyamāṁ Asmadācārya-paryantāṁ Vande Guru-paraṁparāṁ. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Vīryaṁ Karavāvahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu mā vidvishāvahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sukham nityam swaprakasham vyapakam nama rupayoho adhishthanam buddhya bodhyam buddhirdravyattu nirmalam aparam sarva vedanta vedyam pratyakparam maha tadevaham namattonya me nishchitamatihi.
In the last class, first of all, we had seen one extra point regarding the Tippani, where the answer to the Pramanam which the Purva Pakshi had shown regarding Atmanaha Nanatvam were given. In that also, regarding the Anumana Pramanam we had seen. And the Anumanam which was given by the Purva Pakshi was that Atma are many because of this Vyavhara Bheda, Aham Tvam Ityadi, and also because of Sharira Rupa Vyakti Bheda. And there, in the answer on page 38, point number 3, the answer was given that there is a difference in the form of bodies in the form of Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira, and also in the form of this Sharira of Jagrat Avastha and Sharira of Swapna Avastha. And earlier we had seen that here the Tippanikara is showing that there is a Vyabhichara in the Hetu of the Purva Pakshi. That even though there is Sharira Bheda and Vyavhara Bheda, but still Atma is one alone. And in the last class we saw that here we can also see that the Hetu of the Purva Pakshi is Badhita. How? By saying that this Jagrat Sharira is the Pancha Bhautika Sharira, and this Swapna Sharira is Vasanamaya Sharira. And there is a Pratyabhijna in every person that I, who was experiencing the Swapna with the help of this Swapna Sharira, am the same who is experiencing the Jagrat Avastha or the objects of Jagrat Avastha with the help of Jagrat Sharira. And we saw that Pratyabhijna is a Ekatva Bodhaka Pramanam. It's a Pramanam which reveals the oneness. And by this, what happens is, to the Hetu, which was given by the Purva Pakshi in the Anumanam, there is another Pramanam, Pratyabhijna, which is establishing Sadhya Bhavaha, and thereby the Hetu becomes Badhita.
Or it is contradicted.
Yes.
What is the Badhita? Yasya Sadhya Bhavaha Pramanantarena.
Yes. So, thus, in the Anumana, which is shown by the Purva Pakshi, we can show that it is a Vyabhichara. The Hetu is Hetwabhasa because of Vyabhichara, or the Hetu is Hetwabhasa because of being Badhita. In both ways, it can be seen. And then, in this text proper, where the Akshepa related to Sakshi Brahma Aikya is started. Means the Purva Pakshi has already shown that there cannot be oneness between Sakshi and Brahma. In two ways, he said. One, he negated the existence of a separate Sakshi apart from Jiva, and he said that if the Sakshi is there, if it is accepted, then also that Sakshi are many, and thereby it cannot have oneness with Brahma, which is one. And now from the next avarta, this Purva Pakshi is establishing that we have to accept the existence of Sakshi. And this he is establishing in steps. So first, he had already said in the previous avarta 56th that the antakarana and its dharma are not objectified by the antakarana or by the indriya. And so one by one, he's in every avarta he establishes that first the indriyani cannot objectify antakarana and thereby not the antakarana dharma. Then the antakarana cannot objectify the antakarana and thereby antakarana dharma. But still we have this experience that antakarana dharma are illumined or objectified. So we have to accept some entity, conscious entity, and that conscious entity can be Sakshi. So in the 57th avarta, the antakaranasya indriya vishayatvam is the topic. Means the status of being not status of not being the object of the indriya on the part of antakarana is shown. So it is said इंद्रियाणि पंचीकृतभूत तत्कार्याणि एव विषयीकुर्युः. The organs, and here organs of perception, they would objectify the five grossified elements and the effects or the products of those five grossified elements alone. And here when we say panchikruta bhuta, we exclude akasha in this particular list.
Yes. But there are both the views. Akasha is objectified in the sense that Akasha Guna is objectified, therefore Akasha considered to be objectified.
Yes.
So if we consider that too, it is Vishaya.
So both the ways it can be taken in this Panchikruta Bhuta. Akasha can be included or Akasha can be excluded. And for the Purva Pakshi, the lesser is merrier. And then it is said, Atrapi asti vakshamana ritya bhedaha. So now, in this Indriyani, organs of perception, the Purva Pakshi is making a division, saying in this context, there is a division in the way it will be mentioned. And how is the division? So the Purva Pakshi starts the explanation. Chakshuhu indriyam नीलपीतादि वर्णयुक्त घटादि निष्ठ नैल्यादि रूपम तदाधारभूत घटादिं च विषयीकरोति. So it is said that the organ in the form of eye objectifies two things. One is the rupam, the form, or the color. The color, not the form, the color, such as blueness, etc., which is obtaining in the ghata, etc., and that ghata which is endowed with the color such as blue, yellow, etc. Thus, the first thing is the chakshurindriya objectifies the color. What is the second thing? The ghata, etc., which is in the form of the support of that rupam. So by this, the Purva Pakshi says chakshurindriya objectifies two things: the rupam and the adhara of that rupam, means the entity. And further he says, Twagindriyam api sparsham tadashrayam cha ubhayam vishayi karoti. And even the tactile organ objectifies both the sparsham, the touch, and tadashrayam, the thing which is the ashraya, the locus or the support of that touch. And now he gives the other um, uh, division. जिह्वा घ्राण श्रवणानि तु त्रीणि इन्द्रियाणि वस्त्वाश्रित वस्त्वाश्रित रसगन्ध शब्दान् एव क्रमाद् विषयीकुर्वन्ति न तु तदाश्रय द्रव्यम्. To whereas the three organs, that is the jihva, the organ of taste, grana, the organ to experience smell, and shravana, the organ to experience sound. All these three objectified or objectify the rasa, the taste, the gandha, the smell, shabda, sound, which is obtaining in the object or which is dependent on the object, and kramad respectively means the jihva objectifies the rasa, grana the gandha, and shravana the shabda, whereas it does they do not objectify the dravyam, the substance which is the support of that guna. So by this the Purvapakshi is saying and the Chakshur Indriya and Tvagindriya objectify two things, the the Guna and Gunashraya, whereas the other three organs objectify only the Guna, they do not objectify the Gunashraya. Ataha eva etatrayena api indriyena antartama antartaram antaram antaram antakaranam na vishayi kriyate. Ataha eva means since these three organs, Jihva, Grana, and Shravana, do not objectify the objects and they objectify only the guna, therefore alone, by these three organs, the antakaranam, inner instrument, which is antaram, which is interior, is not objectified. Tathaiva.
Why it is so?
Sorry, that is the question.
You are about to raise the question.
I thought I will raise it in the night because
Oh,
well,
the answer is this. Answer is that Antakaranam is a dravyam, whereas these are objectifying only the qualities. These three. Antakarana is a dravyam.
yes.
And these three are objectifying only the quality. Based on that also, they cannot objectify.
Then here, the is there any importance of antaram? The
antaram is an additional reason, but immediately it refers to this dravyatva. Antakaranam dravya bhutam, we can say. Is it clear? Dravya bhutam. And the other two, some separate reason will be given. Because they are objectifying dravya also. But first three उनको थोड़ा बाहर से ही निपटा देते हैं. This dravyatvam of antakaranam itself is the reason for not being objectified by these three. Next.
तथैव न चक्षुषा त्वचा च antakaranam vishayi kriyate. And similarly, by the eyes and by the tactile organ also, the antakaranam is not objectified. And why this is so? For this, the explanation is given from the next sentence. Yataha bahya panchīkrita bhūtāni tat karyam rūpāshrayam sparshāshrayam va vastu chakshusha tvacha cha vishayi kriyante. So first in the hetu means in the explanation there is stepwise development. So the first step that Purvapakshi says is that since by the eyes and the tactile organ the grossified elements which are external and the and the object which is the effect of those panchikrita bhuta and which is the support for the rupa and the sparsha, they alone are objectified.
Tatkaryam, what did you say?
Tat karyam vastu means the object which is the effect of those panchikrita bhuta.
So, external five grossified elements and their product.
Yes.
Which can be Rupashraya or Sparshashraya Vastu.
Yes. So this is the first point that the Purvapakshi says. What is the second point? Antakaranam tu apanchikruta bhuta karyatvat netratvachoho na vishayi bhavati. Whereas the antakaranam, because of being the effect of non-grossified, ungrossified of elements, that antakaranam does not become the object of eyes or the tactile organ. So here in this particular development, the first thing is shown that what can be objectified by the eyes and by the tactile organ, and then it is shown that antakarana is different from that which can be objectified by the eyes and the tactile organ, and therefore the antakaranam, which is not which cannot be the object of the eyes and the tactile organ, cannot is not objectified. The antakaranam, which is not the object of eyes, uh, which is not objectified.
What is the hetu for that?
Yes.
So we are mixing up with
Yes. So first it is shown that this chakshurindriya and the tvagindriya can objectify external panchikruta bhuta and its products. The second point is said that antakaranam is neither of the two, but it is a panchikruta karyam, bhuta karyam, means the effect of non-ungrossified elements, and therefore this antakaranam is not objectified by the chakshurindriya or the tvagindriya. And now some incidental note based on this two particular, means the previous point that chakshurindriya and tvagindriya can objectify only panchikruta bhutani and their karyam. Some incidental note is given. Ataha eva apanchikruta bhuta karyam netrendriyam api netrendriyena na vishayi kriyate. Therefore alone, means since in this, for this particular sentence we can say, since then chakshurindriya objectifies the bahya panchikruta bhutani and its effect, therefore by the organ in the form of eyes, the organ in the form of eye, means the eyes, which is the effect of ungrossified element, cannot be or is not objectified. बाह्य वस्तुनि एव सर्वेन्द्रियाणां विषयी भवन्ति. The external objects alone become the object or are the objects of the of all the organs, and thus the final conclusion is made. Indriyapekshaya antaratvad antakaranam na indriyanam vishayi bhavati. The antakaranam, because of being interior compared to the organs, is not the object of any of the organ of perception. Swamiji, here by antaratvat, do we have to include that being subtle?
yeah, subtle is that because of antaratva and subtlety go together. So Bhakya Vastuni eva Sarvendriyanam is another hetu given. Earlier Panchikruta Apanchikruta Antakranasya Apanchikrutatvat na Indriyanam Vishaya. And another one is Antakranasya Antaratvat na Indriyanam Vishaya. Is it clear? The two reasons are given. Sense organs can objectify Panchikruta Panchama Bhutas and external things. and Antakaranam is not the product of Panchikruta Panchamahabhutas, and it is Antara, therefore not objectified by the organs. Really speaking, is the Chakara, Maya Vastuneva, in Indriya Pekshaya Antaratvacha. The second Hetu. So we are seeing the topic of Sakshi Brahmaikya Vishaye Akshepa. Certain objections regarding oneness between Sakshi and Brahma. And the first one is very simple, that Sakshi itself is not there. So, na rahega bas, na rahegi bas. Means Sakshi itself is not there. Then where is question of oneness with Brahman? So what you are calling Jiva, that alone is Sakshi. Jiva cannot be one with Brahma, Sakshi cannot be one. And he said even if we accept Sakshi, then also Sakshi will be many. Because if Sakshi illumines one Antakarana and Sukha Dukha, and if Sakshi is one, then all Antakarana Sukha Dukkadi should be illumined. That is not our experience. Therefore what? Sakshi should be many. That is what is Purva Pakshi saying. Since Sakshis are many, it cannot have oneness with Brahman. And in that connection, Sakshi is not there at all. For that, he simply said Pramana Bhavat. उनको नहीं मिला तो बोलते मिलता ही नहीं, like that. Like many people we ask that is it there? No, it is not there. Nobody found it. Something like that he will say. So, Pramana Bhava. Second one is that, yes, Sakshi needs to be accepted because the qualities of Antakarana are known and cannot be known by Indriya, cannot be known by Antakarana, cannot be known by Antakarana Vritti. And therefore, we have to accept some entity which is conscious entity and illumining the Antakarana dharmas, Sukha Dukkhadi Ragadi. And therefore, Sakshi is to be accepted. That entity is Sakshi, but that much is okay. But that Sakshi has to be many, because Sakshi we have introduced for what? Sakshi is introduced for illumining the Antakarana dharma. So he wants to emphasize that since Sakshi is introduced, or Sakshi concept is accepted because of this reason. To have someone who is illumining the Antakarana dharma. And this Antakarana dharma are to be illumined by one Sakshi for all Antakarana. Then we will be knowing all Antakarana dharma simultaneously. So Antakarana dharmas are known by Sakshi, and Antakarana dharmas are many in different Antakaranas. If Sakshi is one, then all Antakarana dharmas should be known simultaneously. Is it clear? So that is the argument. And in that connection, Antakarana is Avishaya, Indriya Avishaya is established to show that Antakarana and Antakarana dharma, since they cannot be known by Indriya, we require something else called Sakshi. Then somebody may say that Antakarana can be the objective, Antakarana can be objectified by the Vritti of the Antakarana. And if Antakarana can be objectified, Antakarana dharma also will be objectified. That will be the next. And so, in this, the 58th avarta, Antakarana is Swavritti Avishaya, not objectified by its thought. Antakarana cannot be objectified by its thought. That is,
One tippani.
That particular, let me complete this title and afterwards we'll see that. Antakarana cannot be objectified by its thought. That is going to be explained. But before that, one tippani, small tippani is there. In the context of Indriya, it was said that Jiva, Grana, Shravanani tu Trini Indriyani Vastvashrita Vastvashrita Rasagandha Shabdanev Kramad Vishayi Kurvanti Natu Tadashre Dravyam. Regarding that, Tathahi, the explanation follows. Rasadyashre Dravyam Chakshushaha Va Tvachaha Va Vishayi Bhavati Natu Jupade. Rasadi Ashraya Dravya. The Dravya, the substance which is the Ashraya, the support of Rasadi, Rasa, Sparsh, Rasa, Gandha, Rasa, Gandha and Shabda. Rasashradi Dravyam Chakshushaha Va Tvachaha Va Vishay Bhavati. The substance like Ghatapatadi, which is the Dravya, the substance which is Ashraya, which is the support of Rasadi. So the substance which is the support of Rasadi, Chakshushaha va Tvachaha va Vishay Bhavati, becomes the object. Vishay Bhavati means become the object of what? Chakshushaha, the eye, or the tactile organ, Tvachaha. Natu Jifva Dehe, and not of the tongue, etc. Tathahi, how it is explained. Tathahi means explanation is given. Madhuryadhyaswadane जिह्वया माधुर्यादि गुणः एव गृह्यते. On experiencing the madhuryadi, the sweetness, etc., जिह्वया, by the tongue, madhuryadi gunaha eva grishyate. The quality of the sweetness, etc., alone is perceived. And madhuryadi, adi padena, the lavanatwadi. Katvat, what is called? Katvat, Katwadi, Katwaditva. Katwaditva also we can say. Or Katwaditva also we can say. Okay. Grishyate. Na tadashraya dravyam. And not the substance which is the support of those madhuryadi, sweet. That is not experienced. So, our taste bud will say only that whether it is sour or sweet, etc. It will not tell that this object is square, round, etc. Even it will not tell hot and cold also. It will not tell. That is the apart. That is the quality only. But here we are focusing on the substance. Tacha tvagindriyena eva grihhyate. That means the dravya. The dravya which is the support of sweetness, etc. is grasped only by tactile organ. Now, second point which Purvapakshi is telling is Antakarana Swavrutti Avishaya. It is not the object, Antakarana, the mind is not the object of the Vritti, the thought of the mind. That he says, Kincha Antakaranam na Swavrittehe api gochari bhavati. Antakarana does not become object. Gochari bhavati means becomes object. Na gochari bhavati does not become the object. Of what? Swavrittehe, its own thought. Antakarana does not become the object of its own thought. Why? Antakaranasya vrittyashrayatvat na tat swashrita vrittehe vishayi bhavitum arhati. He reasons, he explains. Why? Antakarana is a vritti ashraya. The mind is the support of the vritti, thought. And therefore what? Na tat swashrita vrittehe vishayi bhavitum arhati. Since Antakarana is the support of the vritti, therefore tat means Antakaranam vishayi bhavitum na arhati. It is not fit to be the object. Na vishayi bhavitum arhati means is not fit to be the object of what? Swashrita vrittehe, of the thought which is dependent upon itself. Means ashrita, supported, cannot objectify the support. Supported vritti cannot objectify the support antakarana. Like this beam from the torch, it will not objectify the torch itself. So, antakarana swavritti vishayam na. Is it clear? Just as the torch beam cannot objectify the torch itself, it will not be directed to the torch. Alright. Then he gives the example that how ashraya cannot be objectified by ashrita. Yatha ajnashrita daha shaktihi, power of burning which is resting on fire. Ajnashrita means resting on fire, dependent, supported by fire. Swashraya-tirikta indhanadi eva vishayi karoti. The power of burning vishayi karoti, objectifies. Indhanadi eva, the fuel etc. alone, which is swa ashraya atirikta, which is different from its own support. What is the support of the Daha Shakti? Agni. The power of burning, which is supported by fire, objectifies only the fuel etc. which is different from its ashraya. Indana adi. So what is the adi? So indana we have to say means directly it means fuel, and then liquid etc. we have to do. Otherwise indana only to vishay karti. Or we have to say that it is Daha. No, we cannot say Daha Shakti. Yeah, sometimes the Daha Shakti will objectify the water etc. and it burns. I mean, it hits it up, warms it up. And that way it is not Indhana, but still it objectifies. So that way we can say Savava one Adi Kusolana. So Jaladi, which it hits up. Vishayi Karoti. ये बड़ा उसमें याद नहीं आएगा कभी क्या जलम, फिर मेरे लग जलादी लिखने वाला था, मैंने कहा फिर एक और आदि ढूंढना पड़ेगा जलम. Is it जलम? I think other thing also metal also it possible, no? So आगे तो कोई बात नहीं करेंगे. So Daha Shakti is objectifying fuel etc. which is different from its ashraya. And Natu, we have to understand what? Natu swashrayam, swashraya bhutam agnim. Is it clear? Natu swashraya bhutam agnim. It does not objectify Agni, which is its ashraya. Is it clear? Tatha. Similarly, Antakarana vritti api. Of course, Swashraya-tirikta is already clarified. For our understanding, we are doing. Swashraya-tirikta always already conveyed the idea. But just to emphasize that because that is what matters to us. Tatha, similarly, antakarana vritti api, antakarana vritti daha shakti sthaniya. The thought of the antakarana swashraya antakarana vyatiriktameva vastum vishayi kuryat. An antakarana vritti will objectify. Vishayi kuryat means would objectify. Vastu, anything, a given thing, which is vyatiriktameva, which is definitely different from the antakarana, which is its support. Antakarana can objectify something which is different from the antakarana, which is its support. Is it clear? Tasma, therefore, antakaranam naiva svavrittehe vishayi bhavati. Antakarana cannot objectify anything other than antakarana, its support. And therefore, antakaranam naiva svavrittehe vishayi bhavati. Therefore, antakarana is not objectified by its thought. Definitely. Indeed. What is the, how do we explain the word tasmat? How will you say? In Sanskrit, how will you say? Okay, English में बोल दीजिए.
two points to first is, since antakarana vritti cannot objectify the antakarana which is the ashraya for itself, and the second thing
What
is
again?
since antakarana vritti cannot objectify its own ashraya, and that ashraya is antakaranam, therefore.
So we have to, that second part you did not say. You have to say only this part. Vritti cannot objectify its ashraya.
Yes.
Okay, then second what you want to say?
That yes, the second is that ashraya is antakaranam.
That's correct. So antakarana vrittihi swashrayam vishaykartum na prabhavati, and antakaranam eva vrittehe ashrayam bhavati tasmat. That way we can say. Another way is based on the text itself. Antakarana vrittihi स्वाश्रयांतःकरण व्यतिरिक्तमेव वस्तुं विषयी करोति तस्मात्. That also we can say. जितना हो सके वो previous sentence, from the previous sentence itself we should derive. Is it clear? यस्मात् अंतःकरण वृत्तिः स्वाश्रयांतःकरण व्यतिरिक्तमेव वस्तु विषयी करोति और कुर्यात् तस्मात्. Is it clear? यस्माद् अंतःकरण वृत्तिः स्वाश्रय व्यतिरिक्तमेव और स्वाश्रय अंतःकरण व्यतिरिक्तमेव वस्तु विषयी कुर्यात् तस्मात्. Therefore what? अंतःकरणं स्ववृत्तेः विषयी नैव भवति. अंतःकरण वृत्ति cannot be the object of its वृत्ति. And अंतःकरण cannot become, then अंतःकरण dharma will not be. That's what is said here. अंतःकरण धर्माः न अंतःकरण वृत्तेः विषयाः. The qualities of antakarana are not the object of the vritti of antakarana. And that he explains. We have already seen that antakarana cannot be objectified, antakarana dharma cannot be objectified. Evameva antakarana vrittihi swashraya antakarana. Oh, that's good. Now it is better that we don't have to reverse. Okay. So, in the 58th avarta, it was said, Tasmad antakaranam naiva svavrittehe vishayi bhavati. So, principle given was what? That which is ashraya cannot be objectified by the ashrita. Ashrita cannot objectify its ashraya. If something is ashraya, it cannot become vishaya. Is it clear? That was the idea suggested. If something is ashraya of A, then it cannot be vishaya of A. Is it clear? So for that, some Sanka Samadhan is there. What is that? He says, Nanu Andakaravrutam Griham Yatha Andakarasya Ashrayah Vishayah Cha Bhavati Yatha Va Chaitanyam Ekamev Svagdanasya Ashrayah Vishayah Bhavati Evam Antakaranam Api Svavrittehe Ashrayah Vishayah Cha Kutah Na Syat Iti Chetna. So doubt, somebody is raising the doubt to what was said in the 58. That Antakarana Vritti is Ashrita on Antakarana, therefore Antakarana Vritti cannot make Antakarana as its Vishaya. Purvapakshi says that's not a rule. I'll show you. He said Andakara Vritam. Avritam is covered. Griham, the house which is covered by darkness. Yatha, just as Andakarasya Ashraya Bhavati. It is the support of the Andakara darkness. Therefore, if he asks, where is darkness? Darkness is in the room. So, the room is Ashraya, the locus of Andakara darkness. And darkness is covering something. What is it covering? It is covering the room. The whole inside the whatever is there, the entire room is covered. So, the griham is Vishaya also, the object also. So, Andakara is located in the room and Andakara is objectifying the room. So you cannot, and so here what we are finding, the house is the Ashraya and Vishaya of Andakara. Alright. बोलेंगे आपको, if you don't accept this, आप वेदांत सिद्धांत में भी मानते हैं what यथावा और चैतन्यम एकमेव स्वज्ञानस्य आश्रयः विषयः च भवति. One consciousness alone is Ashraya, is the support of what? Swa Agdanasya, of one's own ignorance. Ashrayatva Vishayatva Bhagini Nirvibhaga Chitireva Kevala. Sankshepa Shariraka. Ashrayatva Vishayatva Bhagini Nirvibhaga, or some word is that. Nirvibhaga eva chiti kevala. Tva Vishayatva Bhagini. Bhagini means recipient, holder. Consciousness which is free from any division is the holder of the status of being Ashraya and Vishaya. Ashrayatva Vishayatva Bhagini Nirvibhaga eva chiti Nirvibhaga chitireva kevala. Some words may be here and there, but idea is that one consciousness is the object of, non-consciousness is the object and the support of Ajnana. Alright, so that is said here. Chaitanyam ekameva, one consciousness alone, Swagdanasya Ashraya Vishayascha. So where is ignorance? It is there in Atma because nothing else is there which can be Ashraya. Jada cannot be the Ashraya. Only Chaitanya can be Ashraya. And therefore, the Ashraya is Chaitanyam. And what it is covering? Chaitanyam only. About Chaitanya Swarupa Atma alone there is ignorance. Therefore, Ashraya Visheshcha Bhavati. This is our main Siddhanta. Sometimes we say Ajnanam is in Buddhi because it is manifested there. But otherwise, main Siddhanta is Ashraya Vishaya of Ajnanam is Chaitanya. Brahma, Atma. Alright. So this is the example. Now Dashtanta is what? Evam eva अंतःकरणमपि स्ववृत्तेः आश्रयः विषयः च कुतः न स्यात्. Similarly, अंतःकरण also, why will it not become ashraya, the support of one's own thought, and vishaya cha, and the object of one's own thought? Kuta na syat, why will it not be? Why will the antakarana not be the object, will be the what is called support and object of its own thought? Is it clear? Ashrayatva is not debated. Ashrayatva is accepted even by Purvapakshi. Vishayatva is debated. Means Siddhanti is whoever is objecting this antakaranasya svavritya vishayatvam, that also accept that ashrayatvam is there in antakarana. Vishayatvam is not there, it is said by Siddhant, by this Purvapakshi. Here who is Siddhanti? For that there is a Purvapakshi. Alright. तो पूर्व पक्षी वो इज रेसिंग, आपको याद रखना पड़ता है तो अभी पूर्व पक्ष, लेकिन वो सिद्धांत जैसा ही है ना. So he, for him that objection was raised. So ashrayatva no doubt, but vishayatva doubt was that. So he said vishayatva also is possible. Iti chet na. He says why it is not possible, because gృహాంధకారవత్ yatra ashrayashrayinau भिन्नौ भवतः तत्र एकस्यैव आश्रयत्वं विषयत्वं च स्यात्. He says गृहांधकारवत्, house and darkness, like house and darkness, in that case yatra, in whichever case, ashraya and ashrayinau bhinnau, the support and supported are different, bhavatah, they are there, tatra ekasyeva ashrayatvam vishayatvam syat, there one entity can have, one entity itself can have the status of being the support and the status of being the object. In simple words, when these ashraya and ashrayi are different, then this ashraya support can become vishayas. Like andhakar and gruham are different, darkness and house are different, and therefore this house can become the ashraya also and vishaya also, possible. Yatra tu, but where वन्ही तदाश्रित दाह शक्तिवत् आश्रयाश्रयिणौ न भिन्नो भवतः. But when the ashraya and ashrayi, the support and supported, are not different. Like what? Vanhi tadashrita daha shakti. Like fire and the burning power which is resting on fire. They are not different. You cannot separate the burning power from fire. So they are not different. Tatra, there, एकमेव वस्तु आश्रयः विषयः च न स्यात्. In such situation, one thing itself cannot become the support and the object. In this example of fire and this burning power has got Agni as its Ashraya, but burning power cannot objectify fire. Burning power cannot burn fire. Even it cannot heat it up. Alright. So when ashraya and ashrayi are different, there ashrayatva vishayatva can be there in one entity. But when they are not different, then this one entity cannot become ashraya and vishaya. Prakrutecha. And in the present subject matter, the present matter, antakarana tad vrityoha cha bheda bhavat. Since there is absence of the difference between the antakarana and its thought, therefore what? Antakaranam, the mind, swavrittehe vishayi, na bhavati. Now we have to search. Veda bhavan na is there, no? No is there. भेदाभावात् न अंतःकरणं स्ववृत्तेः विषय भवति. Otherwise we will wondering that न नहीं तो फिर प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. So since there is no difference between antakarana and its thought, therefore antakarana cannot become the object of its thought. किंतु आश्रय मात्रम भवति. किम अंतःकरण, you have to understand. किंतु अंतःकरण is only the ashraya, only the support. And why is it support? उपादान कारणत्वात् अंतःकरणस्य स्ववृत्तिं प्रति. Because antakarana is the upadana karana, the material cause for its thought. Prati means for its thought. Since antakarana is the material cause for its thought, therefore antakarana is the ashraya of its thought. Because upadana karana is the ashraya of karya. And therefore it is only ashraya. And this antakarana vritti is abhinna from the ashraya. And therefore antakarana cannot become the object of its ashrita. So what is the tippani sara is that when ashraya ashrayi are different, then ashraya can become vishaya also. But when ashraya ashrayi are abhinna, non separate, then ashraya cannot become the vishaya. Ashraya cannot become the vishaya of ashrita. That is the principle. So आपने डाउट किया बट लेकिन समाधान होगा. Therefore it stands what? अंतःकरणं स्ववृत्तेः विषयी नैव भवति. Now second, next one. अंतःकरण धर्माः अंतःकरण वृत्तेः विषयाः न. The qualities of antahkaranas are not the object of the thought of antahkarana. अच्छा. Evameva, similarly, evameva means what? Just as antakarana is svavrutte vishayina bhavati, evameva antakarana vrittihi swashryantakarana ragadvesha sukha dukkhadi dharmanapi na vishayikartum shaknoti. अंतःकरण वृत्ति का कर्ता. अंतःकरण न विषयी कर्तुम शक्नोति, is not capable of objectifying. अंतःकरण वृत्ति is not capable or cannot विषयी कर्तुम objectify what? Dharman, qualities. What are the qualities? Raga, dvesha, sukha, dukkhadi. Likes, dislikes, pleasure, pain, etc. Adi padena shokasya grahanam, irshaya grahanam. Okay. So antakarana vritti cannot objectify the qualities such as raga, etc., which are antakarana ashrita, which are supported by antakarana. And what is that antakarana? Swashraya. Swashraya means its own support. Swapadena kasya grahanam, sir? Vritti. So antakarana vritti cannot objectify the qualities such as ragadi, which are supported by antakarana, which is its own support. Antakarana vritti cannot objectify the qualities of antakarana where the vritti itself is supported. Okay. Now he said, why it is not there? The reason he gives. यदि अंतःकरण वृत्तिः स्वाश्रय भूतम अंतःकरणं विषयी कुर्यात् तर्हि तदाश्रित तद्धर्म भूतान् सुख दुःखादीन अपि विषयी कुर्यात्. यदि if अंतःकरण वृत्ति, the thought of अंतःकरण, स्वाश्रय भूतम अंतःकरणं विषयी कुर्यात्, if अंतःकरण वृत्ति can objectify the अंतःकरण which is in the form of its own support, tarhi then tadashrita tadharma bhutan sukha dukkadin, then antakarana vritti vishayi kuryat, would objectify what? Sukha dukkadin api, even pleasure, pain, etc. What type of pleasure pain? Tadashrita tad dharma bhutan. Tad refer to antakarana. Antakarana ashrita, antakarana dharma bhuta, sukha dukkhadi. Antakarana vritti cannot objectify antakarana, therefore it cannot objectify sukha dukkha, which are the qualities of antakarana and supported by तदाश्रिता तद धर्म भूतान सुख दुःखादीन अपि विषय न कुर्यात् विषय अपि कुर्यात्. So if antakarana vritti can objectify antakarana, then it can objectify the dharma of antakarana which are supported on antakarana. Is it clear? Okay. Then yataha antakaranam विषयी कुर्वाणा वृत्तिः न अंतःकरणा विमुखा भवति तस्माद् अंतःकरणवत् तद्धर्माः च न अंतःकरण वृत्तेः विषयी भवन्ति. And why antakaranam will not be able to antakarana vritti will not be able to objectify antakaranam? He says yataha, since antakaranam vishayi kurvana vritti which is vishayi kurvana, objectifying. Here objectifying means trying to objectify. If it is objectifying तो काम हो गया. Objectifying means trying to objectify. Antakarana which is vritti which is trying to objectify antakarana na antakarana abhimukha bhavati. It does not turn towards the antakarana. Abhimukha means turning towards. The thought which is trying to objectify the antakarana cannot become the one turning towards the antakarana, the mind. By that, what is suggested? To objectify, it has to turn towards that. Like camera has to take the picture of something, then camera has to be turned towards that object. That is why in our camera, this cell phone camera, they have got orientation, It can take the picture of something in front or it can take the picture behind it. Both ways. So, if it is turning towards ourselves, we are holding the phone on our hand, that is turning towards ourselves, our face. Then it will take the picture of our face. And if you have not changed and we think, okay, I will take the picture of this person. Click. So, अरे आप तो मेरे जैसे ही लगते. So, that is what abhimukhikarana. So, that is said here, antakaranam dvitiya ekvachan. Antakaranam vishayi kurvana vritti. To one. नहीं तो उसको सब्जेक्ट बनाएगा तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. ओरिएंटेड पिक्चर दूसरा पिक्चर आ जाएगा. So, antakaranam vishayi kurvana vritti. The thought which is trying to objectify the antakarana na antakarana abhimukha bhavati. That antakarana vritti does not become the one which is turning towards antakarana. Means what? As we saw, that antakarana is like a torch. From that this beam is there. So beam cannot objectify the torch itself. Na antakarana abhimukha bhavati. Tasmat अंतःकरणवत् तद्धर्माः च न अंतःकरण वृत्तेः विषयी भवन्ति. Therefore means what? Since vritti cannot turn towards the antakarana, therefore antakarana it cannot objectify, and its dharma also cannot objectify. Tasmat, therefore, antakaranavat, like antakaranam, the mind, tad dharmasya, and its qualities, na antakarana vrittehe vishayi bhavanti, do not become the object of the thought of the mind. Since vritti cannot turn towards the antakarana, and without turning towards antakarana, it cannot objectify antakarana. Therefore, vritti cannot objectify antakarana, and as it cannot objectify antakarana, like that, antakarana dharmasya na vishayi bhavanti. Therefore, what is the drishtanta? Antakaranavat यथा अंतःकरणं वृत्तेः विषयी न भवति न विषयी भवति तद्धर्मांश न अंतःकरण वृत्तेः विषयी भवन्ति. The qualities of अंतःकरण also do not become the object of अंतःकरण वृत्ति. And it said अस्ति चयम अत्र नियमः. And there is one more rule is there, because of which also अंतःकरण dharmas will not become the object of अंतःकरण वृत्ति. Those details. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री